Hey guys! Welcome back to God of War! Not Ragnarok. But if you close your eyes and wish upon the stars really hard, this game will become God of War Ragnarok. The stars would have to be out, technically, for that to work, but I guarantee you it works. For that and other very true tips, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'll tell you things you never knew before. Let's do it. So yeah, I'm gonna be chilling. I did a big mega episode for Fallout 4. Check that out after this if you haven't. It was good. It was so good. So good. So I'm just gonna be chilling today, and maybe I might encounter something really amazing.
I'm glad Brock and Sindri were able to work out their differences.
Now they are twice as irritating.
I think it's nice to see them trust each other again.
I'm just collecting hack silver from the river. Lake, I mean.
Come here. Why did you work for Odin if he's so horrible?
It's my career! And if you mean to make your career as a counsellor to kings, you can't very well rule out petty maniacs. Available positions are scarce enough. My first master was a cruel piece of work as well, but I learned through him the enduring power of wit, which served me well with kings and gods alike. I couldn't have been much older than you when I started. A fairy king's errand boy and unofficial jester. By night, my mates and I had the run of the forest. Good fellows, they called us. Knavish spites to the last. We'd get up to all manner of mischief, making fools of the local mortals. But as long as our lord was kept amused, we were spared the consequences. Then one day he was not amused, and I saw fit to move on. Thankfully, the ages and roads travelled since then have turned me from that merry wanderer into the paragon of virtue you see before you today.
That dragon, that's Baldur's, isn't it?
Yes.
And you brought it down to save me?
It was very heroic.
Lemire, how'd you come to be in these lands?
Lad, there comes a time in every man's life when he changes his name and heads north to make a new start. If you live long enough to do this many times over, you might end up as far north as this place. By the time I arrived, I already knew Odin by his reputation, and so I set to demonstrate my worth by coming to him with something I knew he'd value. A mystic well of knowledge. Or rather, I should say, a well of water laced with enough mystic mushrooms to make a god see visions. Oh, he was rightly impressed. Can't say for sure what he saw that led him to try gouging out his own eyes, but I managed to restrain him before he finished the job. Then I persuaded him it has been his sacrifice made for an even higher form of sight to be bestowed. Blah, de blah, de blah, de blah. I used to think he never caught on, but the day he took my eye, I realised he had never been fooled. He knew I'd outwitted him, called the lesson wisdom, and hired me to make sure from then on I was on his side. And for a long, long time I truly was. Doesn't mean he didn't hold a grudge.
Lemire, I still don't get why you ever wanted to work for Odin.
Back then, I was young enough to still be ambitious. The Aesir gods were as powerful a force as I'd come across, but they clearly lacked for strategy, focus, and sage counsel. All this could I faithfully provide. And so, a stranger from a far-off island found himself with Odin's ear, trusted as he trusted no one but himself. And with that kind of power, laddie, I must confess, there are perks.
Yeah, but he's Odin.
I never claimed to be perfect, laddie, only clever. And often too clever by half.
So what'd you do to get Odin so mad at you?
Well, for a long time my job was to enable Odin, and I was fucking excellent at it. Gradually, as I grew more to care about people and the world, my job became to contain him, to protect him from himself. By serving peace, I served his interests as well, that's the truth. But he saw it as disloyalty. No longer trusting my motives, but not wishing to part with my brain or tongue, He bound me to a tree and adopted a new pastime of casual torture.
Well, I'm glad we came along to cut off your head.
Aye, lad. Lucky break that was. If I'm not mistaken, we've yet to discuss the tale of the giant Bergelmere.
Oh yeah, I remember his shrine. It looked happier than the other ones. Mostly.
It begins in an ocean of blood.
Finally, a story worth hearing.
If you remember, Ymir, the first giant, was fatally stabbed by Odin. It's in his blood our story starts. Ymir's magical guts poured out in a torrent so violent it threatened to flood all of creation. The Jotnar were unprepared, as the very last of them were washed away in the endless tide. Not just Ymir, but all of giant kind faced extinction. And so would Odin's victory have been complete. But Ymir's kind did not all perish that day. Staying afloat in the hollowed husk of a tree, the frost giant Bergelmere endured, as did his lady wife. For weeks they sailed, until finally they came upon a new land. They called it Jotunheim. And there they would start anew. As father and mother they would multiply exceedingly, and as king and queen they worked to make Jotunheim a land where giants would know no master but themselves. Bergelmere never sought revenge for Odin's slaughter. His vengeance was to live and prosper. He died at peace, a legion of his kin to mourn him. He would ever be known as Bergelmere the Beloved.
Bergelmere the Beloved. Huh. I've never heard a story end that way. Not a true one, anyway.
Few do, laddie.
So I says to him, "You've never heard Radiohead before?" And he says no, and I'm like, "You really should." This is new. This is new. I'm excited. No, I've been chilling this whole time. You know, but I want some fighting. Yeah. Someone attack me, please. Any of you, attack me. Attack me with a banana. Attack me with.
It says, "Glory to Motsignir, the Dwarf King. May his reign be long, prosperous, and filled with peace."
Attack me with a pudding cup. You know, whatever you have in mind. I'll let you read that.
Greetings, and welcome to Konungsgard.
Salutations!
I just want to make sure you're good and prepared before heading in any further. There's all manner of nastiness left over from the Mad Dwarf King's foul practices.
What kind of practices?
Oh, various sacrificing, dark enchantments, blood, magic, and so forth. Quite common among the older dwarves, unfortunately. Old habits are hard to break.
Whoa. Look, it's another dragon.
I see it, boy.
Chained. I hope we can find the binding shrines. This place is huge.
Oh, I remember. I have freed a dragon before. It was that former dwarf that turned himself into a dragon.
Here we go!
We set him free, and he was not appreciative of it. You know, just a total jerk. Like a jerk as a dwarf, and a jerk as a dragon. Combat, though, right? I get to do combat. I'm happy. Not that going around the lake wasn't fun.
I felt that one, brother.
It was very fun to do that. Why are you... You're just hiding out there, aren't you? Smart mother fudger, you. You smart.
Nicely done.
I am curious. What's your favorite pastry? For me, it's a... I don't know. I'm feeling like having a Cinnabon. Cinnabuns are? They're like cinnamon rolls, but upgraded. You know? Upgraded in every possible good way. That's a pretty waterfall.
Enemies ahead!
Oh, you've come to see the waterfall too? How nice. Does this work? It seems to. The ice axe seems to work, but I think fire works. Watch. See? Fire works better. Aw, look at you. Nope. It's flat out not hurting them much. I'm like... Like, I try to use... some...
The Dwarf King captured more than one dragon. He must have needed them to create this legendary armor.
Interesting thought, lad. And it makes sense. Nearly everything about dragons is useful and contains power. Teeth, scales, even excrement.
Excrement?
Shit.
Dragon shit is powerful?
Aye, lad. Potently powerful.
The head is having fun with you.
Oh, I knew that.
No, I think they do use the dragon excrement. Excrement! That's a weird word. That's a weird word for it, I think. It feels weird. Like, why can't you say, shit? I won't say that word. Or, like, poop. Why don't you say that? What's another word for it? Yeah. Can't think of another word. Situation where the axe comes in handy. I'm gonna follow it down river, I assume.
Not a very welcoming place, is it?
No, it's a very nice place.
I didn't think we'd see you out here since you and Brock got back together. Everything okay?
Oh, better than ever. You know, I really think we've both grown in our years apart.
So how come you're back here?
Just catching some fresh air. Look, I love my brother, but he still smells like a fetid dung pile.
No, I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm an expert. You can trust me. I'm an expert in all fields, alright? So, I can deal with your bank accounts, I can take care of your plumbing, I can make dinner for you. Multi-talented. Alright, another of those witches things. All you gotta do is cool them off.
That's an impressive front door. These materials must be pretty special to make a legendary armor.
This legendary armor better be worth the trouble.
But if Brock and Sindri make it together, I'm sure it's worth the effort. Don't you trust them at least?
I trust you, Atreus. I do not trust the legend.
Oh.
Oh, that's nice of you, Kratos. You didn't trust your son before. I hear the dragon. Don't see him. Does the dragon have like fire breath so he could bring warmth to this weather that's getting colder? I mean, my Fury Blades warm people up, but they're only blades. It's 2 blades. They don't do enough sometimes. You need a dragon to warm things up at times. Oh, oh yeah, they're wolvars. That's what they're called. You can call them werewolves, but that's wrong. They've never been werewolves. They're wolvars. They're not lichens either. I do not liken you calling them lichens.
I almost wish they were harder. Is that weird?
They're wolvars, alright? This way? New. That's new. That's new. Gotta get a chesty chest. I think I started calling those things chesty chests. You know, chests with stuff in them. Like, really, really early on in my channel's history. I think I know what I gotta do. So, take the spirit power thing, go along the edge, and take care of it. No. That ain't working. I'll explore it. I'll explore it anyway. We gotta make a bridge. We gotta build a bridge.
Right behind you.
Now these are wolves. I think you'd call them wolves. Or bad doggies. That's another term. That could work. Bad doggies should be the official term. I gotta go there. I gotta bring that power there. Wind power or something. You need the fiery fury blades to use the wind power. And transfer the wind power over to... Yeah, if you're lost, that's okay. But I know what I'm doing. Like I said before, I'm an expert. I could pet your cat for you. I'm that much of an expert. An expert pat petter. Pat petter? Cat petter. Cat petter. What was... I might have said that wrong. What is it? That's not too crazy. That ain't too crazy. You know what? With the axes, wolvars are extremely difficult. But they're not.
Done.
With the fury blades. This should do something cool. As I mentioned before, it makes a bridge. We're gonna make it happen. You know, I was just guessing about that bridge, but it seemed like there would be a bridge there, and I was right. I'm always right. I'm an expert. Like, do you have leftovers in your fridge? I will eat your leftovers. That makes me an expert. I'm kind of hungry right now. I need some lunch. Any ideas of what I should have for lunch? Let me know in the comments. I could have your leftovers for lunch. That's a possibility. Or maybe pasta and call it a pastability.
Stone number 2. This place is even bigger than Vadergard.
Yes. The Dwarf King's reach appears vast.
Wonder what happened to him.
'Tis a great mystery, even amongst the sons of Ivaldi. Motsognir's behaviour before his disappearance grew increasingly erratic.
Why?
The Devegrathikar, the very armour you find yourself searching for. Though he found two, I'd wager his failure to find the third ingredient drove him to madness.
I think I'm done because I'm hungry. And if I don't eat some lunch, I'll be driven to madness. Like, leave a comment saying what would drive you to madness. Thank you for watching.